geen purses.
As a student at a secondary school, I was totally aware of everything what was going on. I mean, things like the acoustics of a classroom, the smell in the classroom, the teacher's voice, the sound of the birds, the traffic outside, the school climate, all those things, they were totally clear for me, and I could tell you everything about it. But not about that what was written in the book, and not that what the teacher was talking about. And that made me a problem student at school, of course, and it was a huge problem for me and the teachers too. And they saw me as a guy who wasn't interested at school and who had problems with school and who didn't even like to go to school. And of course, this is nonsense. I love to go to school and I liked the teachers, and I really was always looking forward to meet up, to catch up with everyone over a coffee or a tea. And well, it was like a pub, you know, when you meet each other every day. If they would ask me everything about these details, the smell, the acoustics, the way the light comes in through the windows, I would have been a very good student. And now later, I'm so glad realizing that I'm not stupid, because all these issues, what they called side issues in school days, these have become the main issues. Without all these side issues, I'm not able to make good paintings. Art comes in through the senses, and you need to be aware of that, what's going on around you, the acoustics, the smell outside, the temperature, the climate, you know, I never go to a location when I'm painting something without checking the forecast. And I always check out the street where a building is that I have to paint in a map, so that I can check out where the sun comes up and where the sun sets. The knowledge behind a certain building that I have to paint isn't important for me, actually. I'm interested in it, of course, but it does not make the painting. The painting is only made by the experience of colors and temperature and shadows and, well, that what you see, what you smell and what you hear, everything that you are aware of with your senses. And yeah, it's a shame to see that what we teach students and children is only built on that what we call main issues, and that is only made by that system that we built together, that huge, large system for security and well, to make sure that everything goes easy and that we will not be surprised every day by what's going on. That we can count on each other and that we know how to work and well, to do that everyone is able to do the same together every day. It's a shame to see that teachers know how to separate the main issues from the side issues, and then you can feel really stupid as a child because you are not able to be aware of the main issue, and that's what they are talking about during the lesson. I was able to imitate most of the teachers at home, and I I'm still, those memories of those voices of the teachers and the memories of the smell in the classroom in the morning and in the afternoon is still there. It's been a long while that I was there, I've been there, but all these memories are still there, and they are very strong as well. Of course, you are so sensitive when you smell the school and you hear the acoustics of a school. Sometimes you couldn't even stand it, and it was difficult to start a certain lesson because you didn't want to. It didn't feel well, and all those elements that come in through the senses are so strong, I think, for everyone who makes art, that it's sometimes hard too. I'm realizing this week for two reasons. The first reason is that I'm enjoying a book. My girlfriend gave me it a few years ago. It's a book about the forest. She knows that I like the forest. When there is a moment, I always take the car and I go to the forest for a walk. And this book tells about the trees, the wildlife, the evolution, you know, the development of young forests to old forests. And there is a slogan on the cover of the book. I don't know the slogan exactly, but it's something like, it says something like, after reading this book, a walk in the forest won't be the same or will be a unique experience, something like that. And after reading even this slogan, I was realizing, well, I think then this is maybe not the book for me, but I'm halfway through the book now and I really like it, although I can't tell you anything about it. And yeah, of course, that worried me, you know. I was worried about the fact that I couldn't tell that much what I was reading about. And that made me think. And then I could only conclude that for me it's nice to read a book about the forest because it's well written and it feels like I'm there in the woods. But honestly, I'm not that interested in all those things that this man is writing about. It's nice to listen to, but I forget it from the moment I close the book and I start making dinner or whatever. So that made me think, that brought me back to those early school days as a student. And well, there I had the same experience, that I heard the teacher talk about many things. And from the moment we left the classroom, I couldn't tell anything about it. But when you write a song or when you write a book or you make a painting, whatever, you won't see anything in that painting when you have a lot of knowledge about culture, history of a certain country that you are painting. I don't believe you will see that very well. And when you are not able to let all those influences come in through your senses, those influences like ambience, the smell, the sounds, the climate, you know, that what the day makes. When you're not able to feel this very strong, you won't get a strong piece of art. You won't make a painting that brings the same experience to the viewer. So now, later, fortunately, I can say that what I called side issues in my child time, in the old days, those side issues have become the main issues. All these side issues are music, are the elements for a good piece of art. And of course, art history is very important, and I teach it at the Art Academy too. And I still read a lot. Yeah, and why is that? That's maybe because it's so important to see how the artists in history showed their world, and to understand connections between cultures, artists, periods. Every artist represents a certain period and a culture of a country. Of course, you need to know what they have done in the centuries before you. But making a painting on this moment, I don't know if that knowledge counts. And the coincidence this week is that, it's funny to tell, this week I'm making a painting of a location I've never been. It's in Boston, in the USA. And now you can ask me, how do you do this after your long theory that you need to be aware of only side issues like smell and color and acoustics and sounds? Well, I don't know yet. I only can say that my approach is still the same. So first I had a phone call with this customer, and he asked me for this, and I told him, well, when people ask me for a house in another country, I always go there. I've been in France and in Belgium for commissions, but the USA is maybe too far for only one single painting. And well, of course he understood, and I said, well, we can try it. I don't know if it will work, but if you know someone who is able to take good pictures with a good camera for me, and who is able to collaborate with me, maybe then it will succeed. And he gave me a telephone number of a friend over there, and she worked really well together with me. She took many pictures, and I checked out the direction of the street, so I knew where the sun comes up and where the sun sets, and I told her very precise where she had to be in the street at what time of the day and in what direction she had to take pictures. And she did this very well. So the pictures are good enough to paint. And the next chapter is that approach, that I'm only interested in that mood in the street, and that mood that I'm always looking for. And that mood is there in the pictures because I asked this buddy of me, this assistant in Boston, I asked very precise to make what I needed. So yeah, it will succeed. I'm able to make this painting. Well, in short, thinking about those side issues and main issues, I think maybe when you create, you are not interested in facts. A fact is only a starting point, and when we create, we are only focused on the meaning of a fact. And the funny thing is that all those children that have become adolescents is now, when we become older, it becomes the opposite. So now people are longing for meaning in their life, and they do courses for mindfulness because they get stressed and bored and having problems with their job. And that's really a tough thing. I mean, we were taught at school to listen and to read in a book and to learn facts, only facts, without asking ourselves actually what the meaning of this fact is. But the meaning is maybe the only interesting thing that makes us move, that makes us that's the reason why we create, why we do things. That's only meaning of life, meaning of things, meaning of facts. And then later when you see all those people learning mindfulness, for example, that mindfulness is maybe nothing else than that what was called the side issue. When you have really problems with your mind and you live only in your head and you want to become more aware of the peace and the quietness around you, you learn to focus not on your head and not on your thoughts, but you learn to focus on the smell and the sounds and the birds. Side issues, exactly what they taught me at school that I should not do. When I came here to The Hague, this town, I was so impressed by the light. It is a different light than I knew from the south, where I come from. There the light is maybe warmer, there's maybe more dust in the atmosphere. And here the light is absolutely brighter. It's a very hard, clear light. And I've done a little research on that later because I was just curious on how it was possible that the light turned out to be so different than the south, which is only, well, maybe 200 kilometers from here. So it's not that far, it's 2 hours driving, and then you see a different kind of light in this small country, Holland. And I read that there is certainly a reason why the light has changed over here, and that's because of two reasons. The first one is that we are at the coast, and this large sea is comparable to a huge mirror that is reflecting the sunlight upstairs. So there is a brighter atmosphere here in this town. And the second reason is that the sea has of course, salt crystals, and these salt crystals are absorbed in the sky, as you know what I mean. So the sky over here is salter than the sky in the south. There's more salt in the sky than the sky in the land, in the country. And all these crystals, the salt crystals, are reflecting the light as well. And when I read this, I totally understood what I was reading. There are two light reflectors here in this town, and these make the light so unique and bright. This was knowledge. This was something I could have learned at school. It was interesting because light is my fascination, but it hasn't changed anything in my paintings. it's only fascinating for me. And of course, the anatomy of a horse, for example, is knowledge you use to construct a horse, and the anatomy of a human is used to construct the human. But when you don't see it, you don't build it, you don't paint it. So it starts with that fascination. It starts with that focus on the things that fascinates you and that you are very sensitive for. And you grab all the knowledge you need. But the art will become more constructive, and that gives it maybe more power. But I think that the strength of your art piece is that what you feel in the beginning, what the reason is, the reason why you want to paint something, why you want to survey something. Well, maybe as an artist I'm biased, but in my opinion, art is what we are made for. I mean, when I see people singing, making music, for example, I see a human in its purest way. And facts and rules and culture and belief and standing for a certain opinion and appointments, that's another level of us. And I think art is far beyond. Everyone who experiences, who enjoys and makes art is happy, is pure human. I mean, I've never seen an animal doing this or enjoying this. Yeah, well, that's why you watch these videos, I guess. Thank you for watching. The whole process of the making of this painting of that street in Boston was filmed. So the whole process from A to Z can be seen in the member section playlist. So all the member sections, so all the members can check it out. And if you're not a member yet, you can become one. I would really appreciate it. You will find a link to become a member in the description under this video. Check out my podcast, Art in the Making too. So everything that I'm telling here is recorded and well, will be streamed every week on my Spotify account, Art in the Making. Is there anything else to tell? No, I think this is it for this week. Enjoy the weekend and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.